All right, we right back with another one where we left off. Picking up right where we left off at part 4 of how my spiritual journey started. Well, of what led me to be addicted to meth, and how simultaneously my consciousness evolution journey started. So, if you haven't watched part 1, 2, and 3, I'm gonna have to ask you to go back and watch those before you proceed with this one. So, up until I already filled y'all in on everything that was happening in between that time frame that I spoke on, in between the summer of 2020 and in between February and March of 2021. You feel me? You know, me learning about spirituality, you know, working out, bonding with my siblings and my mom. A lot of other events happened, but not like nothing tragic, you know, just, you know, people I was hanging out with, and, you know, I don't want to go into detail on, on too much on any of that, on any of those things, unless I feel like it's important. You feel me? But I pretty much cover everything that is of importance. So, okay, now we're coming up to November of 2020 when I ended up getting another job at a place called Tacos for Life. And unfortunately, I only lasted like 4 days, if I'm not mistaken, like 4 days. If I'm not mistaken, I think I sabotaged that myself. If I'm not mistaken, one day, like, okay, so the 4 days I worked, the manager had me she had me as a cashier. She started me off as a cashier on the register. Not the job that I wanted. I wanted to be the dishwasher. I didn't want to, deal with people. I'm more of a people person now, but at the time, I still wasn't much of a people person. You feel me? Because there were days where I worked the register on at US Pizza, and I was fine. I did that shit with no effort. You feel me? Like it was nothing. But see, that was because at the time it was carry out only, and I didn't have to fucking talk face to face with people. You know what I'm saying? So, and mind you, the fucking boss was cool. She was cool as fuck, and she thought I was cool. But I'm pretty sure customers and even my coworkers could tell that something was off with me because, I was still getting high at this time. I think I might have been high every single day that I went to work, actually. Hold on. Was I high? I might have been high when I fucking got interviewed. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, man, I might have been high when I got interviewed, man. But yeah, man, I was in the bathroom. I was in the restroom of Tacos for Life getting high, bro. After my shift, yeah. After my shifts, if I'm not mistaken, well, maybe not every single day of those 4 days, but I remember, 1 or 2, I was, getting off, going in the restroom, getting high before I left. You feel me? And like I say, man, I see, the thing was, the way meth works, it kind of fucks with your speech patterns. You feel me? So that's pretty much. And see, it was normal for me to like be nervous, or it was normal for me to mess up because I was new. You feel me? But I felt weird because I was high, and I feel like a lot of the customers orders that I took, I felt like they kind of noticed it and picked up on it, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't even want to deal with people to begin with. I wanted to be in the back washing dishes. You feel me? That's something I do very well. At the time, like I say, I wasn't much of a people person. I wasn't much of a talker. You feel me? I'm still introverted pretty much. I'm still not really a people person, but I know how to deal with people. better now. You feel me? Now that I'm more, conscious and aware. You feel me? And more awakened. But nonetheless, my boss didn't tell me, like nobody told me whether like nobody gave me, like, I mean, I guess they thought I was okay, you feel me, at working the register, because didn't nobody tell me, didn't nobody come and take me off of it and have me do something else, aside from working the register and taking people orders, I like swept. I swept up and I busted tables. Yeah, I busted tables. I swept up around the store. And yeah. So I did good though. For them 4 days, I did good. But like, because I was high, I was under the impression that I didn't do good, because I feel like I was awkward. You know what I'm saying? I was awkward because I was high, bro. And I'm looking people in their face, and I know they looking at me seeing, bro, I'm high, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't want to be up in people's face, man. I wanted to be in the back on the dishes, you feel me? Because I told y'all, not only was I the salad king at US Pizza, I was the dish king too. Whether they want to fucking admit it or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether they want to admit it or not, I ran that dish pit like a professional. You feel me? Like a pro. So, but for some reason, the boss, well, she called it effervescence. She called it effervescence. She said it was an effervescence about me. And that's the reason why she wanted me on the register dealing with people. You feel me? But, yeah. If I can go back, I would have told her, I would have really insisted that I do the dishes. You feel me? Because after that 4th day, I didn't know if I was on the schedule. I didn't come back because I didn't know if I was on the schedule. I don't even think at the time I knew how to go in and look at my schedule. You feel me? I was just waiting on to hear back from, the manager to see if they wanted me to come back. You feel me? And I didn't fucking, like, I fucked it up. I fucked it up because I didn't take the initiative and call the manager to see, if they scheduled me for the following week. You feel me? So, I feel like if I had took initiative and went up there or called her, it would have been different. You feel me? I could have saved my job. But, yeah. Because I didn't let with that job, that's one of my jobs, I didn't let, like, my skill set that I have, and I've worked in food production before, you feel me, for longer periods of time, and I didn't let my skills shine. Well, I wasn't working there long enough for my skills to shine, you feel me, because at that point I had worked at US Pizza, I've worked at not Chicken Express, I worked there too, but that's one of those places. That and Burger King, Chicken Express and Burger King was another. Those were 2 jobs that I had where I also only lasted fucking 4 days. You feel me? I'm not gonna go into detail about how now though, because that'll be getting off track. But the longest food production job I had was Slim Chickens. So I had a lot of experience in that area. So, yeah. So that happened. And then, of course, I was still getting high. Still, going days without it. Whether I didn't have no choice or whether I just couldn't get in touch with my dealer, or it was my conscious decision to not partake. So now we're coming up, that whole winter passed, and I'm still on and off getting high, and still pretty much focused on my personal studies of esoteric information and things like that. And yeah, I ended up. Oh snap. Okay, so y'all, I ended up going. I forgot to mention to y'all. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention to y'all this whole entire time I was donating plasma. And yeah, this whole entire time I had been donating plasma, right? And cause that's mainly how I would pay for my drugs. You feel me? And I was still donating plasma whenever, if I'm not mistaken, whenever I left the taco place. And one day it had snowed, right? Did it snow? I think it had snowed. I think it was either it had snowed or it was just really cold. But I was fucking outside in the fucking in the parking lot area of where the plasma place is, the taco place is, and I was standing up on the sign, right? It was a pharmacy in that area, and I was standing up on the sign of the pharmacy, and they fucking called the police on me, right? Because I was fucking, I guess they thought I was being a nuisance, but I was just fucking, I was doing me, dancing, enjoying myself, enjoying my high. I wasn't bothering no fucking body. I'm just standing on top of the fucking sign, and you can see how the average person would see that as a problem. You feel me? And they called the police on me, and I think I had a fucking warrant, and I got locked up, and I got out like 3 days later because of a sheriff. Somebody gave me or approved me of a sheriff's bond. I guess I got bonded out by the fucking, I don't know how often they do that, but the fucking police department, I guess the police department fucking, approved me of a sheriff's bond, and I got out like that. That's one of the only times that ever happened to me. I didn't have to fucking actually have somebody come up there and bond me out. I pretty much got OR'd. So I got out. That same night I got out, I went to go donate plasma. If I'm not mistaken, I ended up donating plasma. And then, yeah, I donated plasma, and then I got some drugs, and I got high. You feel me? And that was the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first time I did a hot rail. A hot rail is when you instead of inhaling through your mouth, you inhale through your nose. You feel me? I'm not gonna go too much into detail. Kids, don't do fucking drugs. All right? I'm not encouraging anybody to try this. I'm just sharing my experience. You feel me? But yeah, that was the first night I ever done a hot reel. And yeah, that was fun. That was fun because while I was locked up, my fucking dogs shitted everywhere in my fucking room. And shitted every fucking where, and yeah, they had ruined it, so I had to, clean it. I had to clean it up, but that's the one thing, like I mentioned to y'all, that's the one thing I really enjoyed doing was cleaning up and cleansing my space and decluttering my space. So, at the end of the day, I really wasn't too messed up about shit being everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that was end of 2020, around December, of course. And then I'm going to skip and fast forward to February. In between February and March. Now, this is where I end up getting locked up. But also, just so happened, y'all. Tell me why my unemployment, finally, I had been waiting so long for my unemployment to be approved. And they finally approved me of unemployment. I have received my first unemployment check. If I'm not mistaken, was it the same day? Or was it the day before? It was either the same day or the day before I ended up getting locked up. And yeah. Yep. I was it pretty much was a situation that was similar to the previous time I got locked up. I was outside, like I say, not fucking, bothering nobody. I'm just minding my own business. As a matter of fact, that's what happened. I had went to the Dollar General to get me some snacks. And while I was out, I stayed out and, I danced around a little bit, because that's one of the things that I, to this day, I still love doing, is fucking expressing myself through dance. You feel me? Now, the average person probably would have seen me doing that as me, like, trying to start trouble, or trying to fucking intimidate people, or, trying to, like the average person would have took that out of context. And that's why I had a lot of people call the police on me. Man. And, they would just come out most of the time and just check to see if I was all right, because I guess to other people, it seemed like I wasn't all right. You know what I'm saying? To other people, I guess it seemed like it was something wrong with me. You feel me? But, so that particular night, I was out, expressing myself through dance before I went back to the crib. Of course I was high. And after I got done dancing, I had laid out on the grass and looked up at the stars. You feel me? And while I was laying there, I didn't fucking see the police pull up. You feel me? Police pulled up and caught me off fucking guard. And by the time I got up, by the time I actually got up and then saw them, they was already parked outside of their cars coming towards me. You feel me? And, bro, this is what happened. See, I won't never get caught up in a situation like this now because I'm sober. But when I was high, I would fucking engage with gang stalkers. I would fucking entertain gang stalkers. Like people that I would know that was, gang stalking me. Like people, okay, for example, and people still do this to me to this day, but the reason why it don't bother me now is because I'm sober. But when I was high, like I would be dancing in a certain spot and somebody, I would be dancing in a certain spot where there's a parking lot near, and motherfuckers would come pull up in the parking lot and sit there with their lights on me, or just sitting there in the parking lot. Without a question, it's like I knew these motherfuckers was trying to provoke me. And because I was high, I would allow myself to get provoked. And there were times where I would walk up on these fucking cars, man. You know what I'm saying? I would walk up on them, not threatening them, not posing a threat, trying to take them out the car and beat them up, or, not fucking even saying nothing to them. I'm just walking up on the car just to see. You know what I'm saying? I like to see who the fuck, who so-called gang stalking me. You feel me? I want to see who you are and see if, and then on top of that, it might be somebody, it might be a fan. It might be somebody who actually want to fuck with me. So I'm going to walk up on you and see who you is and what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, these individuals would act like they didn't see me and act like I wasn't there. They'd, be looking down at their phone or some shit, But, yeah. So that's what the situation was. Somebody came and pulled up in the parking lot. And this particular car, I didn't walk up on them, but I did, make gestures to them. I made gestures to them. And that's what they fucking want. That's what they fucking want. I learned that. That's one of the many lessons that I learned. That's what they want, because when you fucking feed into them and you entertain them, next thing you know, here come the police pulling up. You feel me? And anytime that's happened now, I don't pay it no fucking attention. I'm in a whole nother dimension. I'm in a whole nother realm. I can't even see y'all. You feel me? I'm aware that you're there, but I'm not even fucking letting you siphon my energy. You feel me? And that's, a lot of times when I was high, I would allow people to siphon my energy like that. The fucking gang stalkers. You feel me? Yeah, man. So, yeah, it's there were, I say, I had fun for the most part, but there were a few things and a few, times where, I can't even say a few times. There were a lot of times where, I'm not finna sit here and make it seem like it was just peaches and cream the whole entire time. There were times where I behaved in a way that I'm not proud of. You feel me? I say for the most part it was fun while it lasted, but there were situations like, you know, for example, when I was dealing with gang stalkers, when I acted and behaved in a way that I'm not proud of. You feel me? But I thought I was, like, because I was high, I thought it was justified. Like, I feel like I wasn't acting out of my character. You feel me? But I was, you know. There were times with the family I would even fucking act out my character. I would let them bait me into fucking arguments, and I would fucking end up, they resulted in me ending up out in the front yard fucking yelling and screaming. At my family, at the neighbors, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, times I'm not proud of, you know? But, yeah, man, I allowed them to siphon my energy, and that's one thing I will not allow anybody to fucking do anymore. Because now I'm more aware, you feel me? So, yeah, with that being said, I think I had a warrant, and I was walking towards the police, and they already knew who I was. They didn't fucking take my name or anything. They didn't take my name or my ID and run my name. They already knew who I was, and as they was walking up on me, they fucking put me in handcuffs. You feel me? They already knew who I was. They walked up on me telling me, "Frank, you got a warrant." You feel me? You know, put your hands behind your back. You know. And because I was high, I tried to talk him out of it, y'all. I tried to talk him out of it, and if I'm not mistaken, it was just a failure to appear or a failure to pay fines. It wasn't nothing even too serious, you know. But I tried to talk them out of it. I tried to talk them into letting me get it situated, because where I live at, you can, if you got a warrant, you can go get your warrant served to you in court. Like, you can go to court. Like, they have a specific day where if you got a warrant, you can come up there and you just pretty much have your court date. You feel me? So, if you had like a failure to appear, a warrant for a failure to appear for FTA, you go to court on that day. And you pretty much go to court for your FTA. You feel me? So, but if I'm not mistaken, the FTA I had, it wasn't even in the city, in the town I live. It was in like the next one over. You feel me? So, anyway, again, siphoning my energy because I did a whole lot of fucking talking. I'm pretty sure the officers could tell I was fucking high because I talked the fucking officer head off. The one whose truck I was in, sitting back there in the back seat, man, I talked his fucking head off. You feel me? And they sat there for a minute and waited to make sure that I actually had a warrant, and I ended up going to jail, and I spent 90 days in jail. And what was also fucked up about it, about this particular situation, was because I had just started online classes, y'all. I had just started online classes. Not only did I just start getting my unemployment checks, I was about to start online classes. And I got out of jail like, you know, fucked up, because to this day I haven't fucking like rebooted. Like, I'm pretty sure if I had went and did enough I'm pretty sure if I had did enough due diligence, I could have started getting my unemployment checks, but I never did. And what else? My fucking classes, of course, as y'all can imagine, I was kicked out of class. You feel me? But yeah, so those two things were delayed and prolonged. And what did come out of that, though, was me being sober for a little while, you know. I was sober in there for a little while, and I actually ended up getting high like my last like 2 weeks or so. Like the opportunity presented itself, and I was like, okay, fuck it. You know, I was in there pretty much the whole time sober. You feel me? And I didn't have no intentions on getting high. Like I could have, because I knew it was in there. You feel me? And I knew motherfuckers had it, and I could have, but I didn't want to because I'm in jail. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck would I want to get high in jail? You feel me? And yeah, that's not gonna be productive at all. And it wasn't. You know, it wasn't. And but it, like I say, it was like my last. It was my last like 2 weeks or so, and I think I was a trust. Was I a trustee? I think at the time I was a trust. Yeah, I was a trustee. I was a trustee, and I just went out with a bang. You feel me? I knew I was finna get it. I knew I was finna get out soon, and like I said, the opportunity presented itself. I snorted a fat ass line. One of the fattest lines I ever. One of the fattest lines I ever fucking snorted, man. Oh man. But I ended up getting out, and that's where I'm gonna leave off. That's where I'm gonna leave it off at. I ended up getting out, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna pick back up on it in part 5. And at this point, like I say, because I got locked up. It was in between March and February and March 2021, 90 days. So I got out in like March, April, May. Hold on, March, April, May. In between May and June, that's when I got out. So, if you enjoyed these videos, if you're enjoying these videos, make sure y'all leave a like and, you know, drop a comment down below and let me know. You know, and you know, I'm opening the door to, you know, for other people, for other addicts or recovering addicts to talk about their experiences. You feel me? So, you know, if y'all wanna, I mean, I'm gonna continue the story whether you want me to or not, but you know, because we still got to get to the point to where I'm at now. You feel me? To the point to where I fucking got clean. That's what this whole story time series is leading up to. Is the point to where, you know, I decided I'm gonna leave that shit alone for good. You know, and you know, I'm also doing it as a testament to being almost a year sober. You feel me? So, with that being said, namaste, ashe, man. You all have a beautiful day, and I will catch y'all in the next video, part 5. All right. But in the meantime, in between time, be brilliant, be beautiful, be blissful, be bold. Let go of all the lies you were sold, and watch everything you touch slowly but surely turn to gold. And I will catch y'all on the next episode. For sure.